Welcome back to our Heat 2 of Micromax about to happen, and as you can see, the weather's deteriorated even more. Sebastian Corking and Aston Brown, Rory Armstrong and Caden Simpson, then Boyd, Sibbald, Hipkins, Stanley, Lauder, Roberts and Quaker. The championship leader starting dead last. This should be a blast as they come through. Caden Simpson, though, will not take the start. Mechanical problems on the formation lap means he will have to sit out on the sidelines. Very unfortunate for him, but as you can see, in very tricky situations, the race will get underway. 7 minutes countdown as the heat declares, and we are in an absolute world of pain for the drivers, struggling to see where they're going.
Maybe not for Oliver Hipkins. Let's see what Hipkins... Oh, he's already through the third, Jake. You can see he's in that bright green jacket. The rain jacket he's got on. Easy to spot. There he is, Ollie Hipkins on the 13. I really want him to do well in this after the earlier debacle of having the race won and then slowing down, thinking it was, and we have found out since, he did think it was a Battenberg flag, so he was slowing down, expected everybody to get behind him. They overtook him, we wondered what was going on, realised it's a slippery surface flag, you've got to race.
Easy mistake to make.
That's what happened. But he's already third, going for second, I think. Bright green jacket, here he comes down the inside.
On the inside of Rory Armstrong. Thank you very much and good night. Straight into second place on the first lap.
Well, the first race, it was slicks in the rain and he had pace. Well, now he's got wet tyres on. Clearly, he likes these conditions.
Well, this is much better from Ollie Hipkins. He can salvage his reputation big time now in this one as we watch the two battling there. Oliver Sibbald with James Roberts as they go down the main straight. Charlotte Stanley and Zane Quaker in pursuit. So Corking is out in front from Hipkins.
And one man that's not made an impression on that first lap, man, just go through the picture there, the O-plate, the championship leader, Zane Quaker, started last, and he's still down the back of the field.
Yeah, he's only made it to 8th position so far. Oh, and a spin from Stanley. Stanley loses the back end of the kart, manages to collect it pretty quickly. She'll only lose the place to Quaker there, I think. Roberts trying to find a way on the inside of Sibbald. But this man is the one to watch now, the 99. He knows this place as if it were his back garden. And even in the wet conditions, he's going to have more knowledge than anyone else around this place.
Look at the line that Hipkins took there. He took the really wide line going round into the S's. That is the correct line. You don't want to be where the rubber is.
And look how much traction he gained because he's now right underneath Corking. He's got a great chance as Roberts slides up the inside of Sibbald, gets the place. And now Corking, as you can see, struggling to hold off Ollie Hipkins, who's got a great chance to salvage this victory back again. Here in second place, he's got a great run off the turn, up alongside already, and Hipkins should be in the lead by turn one. Lovely job. That's how to salvage your reputation.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a fantastic piece of driving by Hipkins. Boyd going through on the 88, 57 is Brown, 99 is Sibbald.
And Hipkins may well disappear. Look, he takes the wide line. Corking gets him back on the inside, but right away on the switch, he gets him straight back again. That's well read by Hipkins. Saw that Corking was going to get on the inside, didn't panic, didn't get flustered. It was just left hand down a bit, straight back on the power. I'll have the lead back.
Yeah, you have to stick with it. It's not intuitive going around the outside of the corner where the rubber isn't if somebody then sticks it down your inside. But you have to trust that you're going to have the grip coming out of the turn and then get the power down earlier. They're going to struggle to get the power down. You can get the power down and then get them on the exit, on the switchback, which is what he did.
True wisdom from Ollie Hipkins, exactly what you need in these difficult situations as we watch the field coming through. There's Lauder and Brown still staying hungry. You've got to in these situations. Even if the rest of the pack has got clear, you've still got to fight your opponent. You've still got to try and keep going because you never know in these conditions what's going to happen. There could still be an incident that takes out 2 or 3 drivers and they'll get the points from that.
Absolutely, and it's worth pointing out as well, Logan Lauder, Aston Brown, these are the least experienced drivers, here they are, in the field. So this is a learning process for them this year. This is a learning year for them and the dads to find out about the jetting and the gearing and everything that you need to set the kart up properly. And their day will come. It's not yet, obviously. They don't have the experience that the likes of Sebastian Corking on the 52 and the 13, Ollie Hipkins.
But give them 6 months, they'll be there in the top 3.
Absolutely. Different thing next year.
Oh, yellow flag stationary potentially there from the marshals. Up the inside goes Corking.
Same thing again. Corking down the inside. He's on the rubber, so he gets the lead, but it's only very temporary as Hipkins just takes the optimum line round the outside of the corner and gets him on the switchback. Yeah,
again, just pure vision from Ollie Hipkins. He knows where to place the kart. He's not getting flustered. In the wet conditions, you've got to be very wise.
He's sticking with it. He knows that the right line is on the outside of the corner, and if the man comes up the inside, you've got to go with your knowledge. That's where the best grip is.
Oh, Roberts round the outside of Sibbald. Sibbald committing to the inside. Roberts to the outside. Who comes out on top? It's Roberts once again.
No rubber on the outside of the turn. He's going to get the power down earlier. Corkin set the fastest lap though.
Here we go again. This is how you do it. This is beautiful from Hipkins,
exactly.
just committing to the outside line. Now Corking's trying to stick with it on the inside. It's not going to happen. You've got to let him go. Now he commits to the inside. Watch Hipkins. Drives off the turn. More traction. Gets up alongside, but Corking trying to squeeze him out. Well read by Hipkins. He'll have the move to the inside line, to the braking zone. One wheel on the grass for Corking. Now he gets there.
Great action. Oh, brilliant racing.
This is how it's meant to be done by these two. They're both sticking to what they know is natural. Armstrong there in third has checked out from Roberts and Sibbald, who are still dueling away for fourth place. Quaker, by the way, has got through. Stanley has lost ground now, sadly, to Lauder and Brown after an incident. Corking on the inside! Lovely move to retake the lead there from Corking. Absolutely opportunistic as you like. That's the first real major overtake from Corking that he's been able to stick, and that was well done.
Yeah, fantastic driving by both the lads, to be honest. How many overtakes is that for the lead, Jake? There's quite a few so far, and there's going to be more coming, I'm sure.
I was just going to say, I'd say that's about 5 or 6 already, and now we're going to get a few more because they're still going to have these two differing opinions. But look, Corking he's pulled a fast one here because he's been following Hipkins. He's got the lead and gone, you know what, I'm going to have his line.
He knows where the line is, but when you're second, you have to take the chance to go down the inside, so you have to come off the optimum line to go for an overtake. You go for the line down the inside. Of course, now he's out front. He knows, although that's not the optimum line, Hipkins is, but he's got track position, Corking, so he's blocking him out.
Oh, spin from Armstrong. He loses it.
Third place, man.
Well, fortunately, he's got so much of a gap over Roberts that it doesn't even cost him the place.
But Roberts will have seen it. Roberts will love that. He will have seen it. He'll know that, well, if he's made a mistake once, maybe he'll do it again.
That's
back with the leaders.
Point. And now Hipkins has got to try and come off the outside line in order to try and make the move on Corking. The roles are reversed, so Corking has done his hard work. He's made the move on Hipkins. Hipkins taking that wider trajectory through the first chicane. It's a bit of a brave one, but he manages to catch it. But you can still see there are some massive wet patches on the circuit that can catch the driver out. Corking committing now to the outside line as he knows it's faster. He's been watching Hipkins get him back on the switch several times over. So now he commits to the outside line. So Hipkins has now got to play rogue. He's got to be the one that dives up the inside line, makes an overtaking move and hopes that it sticks together.
Yeah, Sebastian Corking, of course, knows what the optimum line is, as I said earlier. Although, again, he's taken that same line through there, but he can defend. He knows he can go narrow on the exit like he has there and then block him off.
He backs Hipkins into a corner. He has to get off the throttle, so he can't go past him. This is really well defended by Corking.
Clever driving by Sebastian Corking. We know he's got a lot of quality, and he's got the support of Hunter Motorsport as well, Jake, and we know moving forward, I'd love to see what those guys are going to do with him. I'd like to see them supporting him going out to Europe at some point in the next few years as he gets the last lap here. This could be a classic last lap as well, Jake. It's not over yet.
Certainly could. Hipkins is going to have a major opportunity now to try and get back on Corking. You may think he's too far back, but he is going to have plenty of opportunities in this lap. In the wet conditions, you can do an awful lot from there. Zane Quaker just hasn't had the pace in this one at all. 6th position for him. He hasn't really made the impression I thought he might.
I've got a feeling the rest of the guys, including these two, we hoping it rains for the rest of the season if this is Quaker's pace in the rain.
Well, Hipkins is now trying again. He's got to commit to the inside line. That's where Corking's going to place the kart. So now he's got to come from the outside line. He's got to try and get alongside and hunt through back on the inside. He's not quite able to get alongside Corking, and that's where he's not quite able to make the move. Now he's got to commit. He's got to go for it. Hope there's traction on the outside. There isn't. Corking gets him straight back again. There's going to be one last chance to make it count in the final turn. He's got to be hungry, and he's really got a quest for it. He's too far back. He's not quite going to make it happen. Well done, Sebastian Corking. That's how you win a race. And even in a heat where you don't normally show that much emotion, that one felt good to Sebastian Corking. He knows he's done a great job.
Absolutely. And here comes Rory Armstrong, the man from Northern Ireland, for third. And then James Roberts in fourth. Who's next?
That is 99 Sibbald. Even on home soil, he could only get 5th place there. Interesting.
6th place for Zane Quaker, the championship leaders. Lost points in this one.
That is going to be a head scratcher for the O-plate as the rest of the field come through. Stanley recovering to 7th place after an earlier spin. So good work for her to get back up the order. So a great victory in the end then for Sebastian Corking in front of Ollie Hipkins. Just waiting for the last two to come home. There is Logan Lauder, the 33, and behind him it will be Aston Brown. A retirement, sadly, for Braden Boyd. Penalties post-race as well. 5-second front fairings for Roberts and Stanley. That drops Roberts to 5th behind Sibbald, and Stanley keeps her original position. Corking the winner from Hipkins, Armstrong and Sibbald. Roberts 5th from Quaker, Stanley and Lauder, with Brown in 9th and Boyd off the circuit. Heat 3 next.